Hey, hey, let's do it.
What's
Welcome to the
up?
Matt Claw Show. We're back again. So
Let's do it
excited every time we
again.
get to do these, right?
I
It's
know,
so
I
exciting.
know, I
All
know,
right, so
because there's so much
today,
to talk about.
yes, and so today, let's get to it. We're going to do the brain dump. What it's like when we wake up as women, all the crap and the shit that lays on our head every day. So imagine, Cherry, you just woke up.
hmm
What's on your mind, girl? Let it
All
all
right,
out.
all right. My husband, coffee. I gotta go to the bathroom. What am I gonna wear? What's the weather outside? What am I doing today? What shoes do I have to wear? Am I inside or outside? I have to send out invoices, money transfers to pay the bills, next project in order to get paid to get the bills. Like, is the next couple of months going to be feast or famine in our work? My kids, are they okay? My grandkids, next time a check is going to come in because sometimes we live paycheck to paycheck. Commute, is it going to suck today? Coffee again, anxiety. Am I talented enough? Am I just faking it till I make it? Am I loving to people enough? Groceries, laundry, cleaning, house maintenance, flooring, cabinets, ordering, like all this shit. Am I too negative? Am I too positive? Am I having a bout of depression? How do I get out of it? How do I grow? That's to name a few.
Girl. So let's run it down for me. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, because I know that you have your own list, baby.
Mm. Okay, so I think the first thing I think about in the morning is, did I sleep well? Do I feel aches and pains? Is something wrong with my back? Did I pull a muscle? Is something wrong with my kidneys? Because that's in that area too. Have I had too much alcohol? Um, do what are my affirmations I'm gonna do this morning? Should I work out? Should I not work out? When should I eat?
Right.
I'm gonna wait to eat until 12 o'clock. I'm trying to fast. I'm trying to stop saying trying. So I'm correcting myself in my head. Um, uh, is it too cold? Should I shut the window? Should I turn the AC on? Should I be mindful of how much I'm spending on AC? Can I go without that? Should I just wear extra clothes around the house and save on the bill? I have to go get kale for my salad at lunchtime. I wonder if my daughter got off to school okay this morning. Was she upset that she didn't really get to go full trick or treating?
Oh,
Did I send enough money for tuition? We have to register her for basketball and for flag football, and she's on the waiting list for gymnastics. I have to also make sure I remember to book her orthodontist appointment. Is she going to need braces? How are we going to pay for that? Is her teeth coming in? She said her feet were hurting yesterday when I saw her. Is she having issues with her feet? Are her sneakers too small or too tight? Or is she just ripping and running? We have a parent teacher conference coming up. I have to make sure that doesn't interfere with work. Then I have work that I need to prepare for. I have to wash brushes. I don't have enough brushes. I need to get through that. I just got a new case. I need to be able to switch that over because I know I'm going to be going to work soon and I need to make sure I have all of the things that I need to go in that specific case. Should I switch out my cases? Should I condense to one case? I have one major client that I'm going to be working on hopefully in the spring that I know can all fit in there. But then am I going to be able to take that on the plane? Should I check it? Should I put it in a bigger suitcase? Or should I just carry it on as a carry on? But then how many carry ons can I got to check Southwest? Oh, wait. Where did they book the flight? I got to go back and check the email. Did they book the flight with American or is it on Southwest? Southwest, I can take two or three, but also I need to also think about the amount of luggage that I'm taking. I'm only there for a week if I go. I have to remember that I'm only working one day. The rest of those days are relaxation and catching up with friends. Oh, we'll have to book that restaurant. I also want to go on a yacht. And I also need to reach out to the guy who booked the yacht on the trip while I was there. And then, second, I'm still looking for Airbnb for my Miami trip. And then also I need to get a car. And then I remembered you having all that drama when you rented a car to come see me. So I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I pick a good spot. And then
hmm
second, what am I going to have for dinner? If I only eat a salad at lunch today, I can have protein and maybe a little bit of carbs later in the day. And then also, I don't know if she's going to call to be needed to be picked up today. Are they doing soccer? Are they not doing soccer? I don't know. I hope she has her pads and she doesn't forget her arm brace because she hurt her arm and it's so achy. So I hope she takes that. That's where she hurt it the first time. Am I going to walk today or am I going to work out? I need to lift those weights. The weights are under the sofa. I have to make sure I get those. Um, and then I need to pay bills. I have to remember to send off the receipts that I need that I collected for a gig. I got to remember to add that in. The parking, I never add in parking and I always forget.
Never.
And that shit adds up. And then, oh, did that check clear yet? Because I need to pay a credit card bill and I also need to do invoicing. I have 2 invoices, 2 different people, I need to reach out to Peggy to make sure that they're going to the right place and do I
Right.
CC her? And yes, I have to remember to get the trash cans today. They can't stay out. They have to come back in. And I have packages coming. So I have to remember there's packages on the front step before I leave today. Yeah.
And that's the thing though. But you just hit something on a nail on the head of something that I just realized. Bringing in the trash cans. Like everything that you just rattled off, you have to do on your own, Biscuit. Like you're on your own. I at
I
least
am
have
on my
this
own.
guy. Yeah, I have this guy who can help me stack the cabinets. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
so
being on
yeah.
my own is a whole that's the next video podcast we do, Sherry. What is like being a single woman on her own managing a house by herself? Like it's just not fair.
On my own.
Not fair. Maybe we'll do that later on, but we definitely got to write that down.
Uh-huh.
So from that, like I find, Sherry, that that's one big thing for me, managing it by myself. The other thing is, thank God for co-parenting, and I know we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have Bella 100% of the time throughout the week. And I feel like that has helped me be able to manage my life a little better. But yet I'm missing out on the mothering pieces that goes along with that. So it
Right.
is a catch 22. And then the other thing is managing, like I would love a business intern to be able to help me manage our business and my makeup
Girl.
artist business while we're trying to build another business. So
Right.
I think those are the top 3 things on my mind that I feel like I deal with on the regular. And then also just weight, dealing with the weight, eating, like those things. How do you wake up worrying about what you're going to eat, and are you eating it in the right time? Are you fasting? If I start eating, listen, I bought the collagen that you told me about, the
The
liquid
Modere.
collagen. Right, the Modere.
The
Love
Modere
it,
is
but it has sugar in it, which breaks my
it does.
fast. So I can't take it in the morning.
No, I mean,
If
not
it has
really.
sugar, hey, if it has sugar in it, it will spike my insulin. it
Yeah. Oh,
it
you're right.
stops
You're
my
right.
fast. It stops my
You're
fast. And
right.
so then I struggle with, I've spent this money on it because it's not cheap. I've
So do
spent
it at
this money
night.
on it, but you're supposed to take it twice a day. So I
Oh no.
forget.
I just do the 2 tablespoons once a day.
Okay, so
I just
okay, so I thought you needed to break it up and get it in your body. Who knows,
whatever.
right? Who knows?
Yeah.
And these are the things we're worrying about. So I'm worried
Right.
about not breaking my fast, but I also want to get the collagen in. So
hmm
I'm struggling with that. I got to remember. How do I can remember to take all my vitamins in the morning, but I can't remember to get those 2 doses in. And
So
so it drives me
which
bananas.
one did you use? Did you use the trim, the slim, the sport, the life,
The skin
the skin?
for
Yeah.
skin, hair, and nails. Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes.
the one I have. And I tell you,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I have such thinning hair that I have
So it
all
helps.
this new growth, and God,
Yeah.
thank you, Jesus. Like serious thinning hair. And
Awesome.
I'm
Yes.
freaking out. I'm vain. Let's be
I,
real, you know?
who isn't? Who isn't? There
I
aren't
know.
many that are not. What
But
on
yeah,
your
so I
list
just
sits
do
on your head on a regular?
so well, oh God, on the regular, it's like, am I gonna book enough days for the month?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's a minimum, like there's an absolute minimum to meet my responsibilities, in my
Hmm.
household.
Hmm.
Like we're a
Hmm.
2 income household, but I still have, and we have bills. We have two
Absolutely.
houses. We have 2 houses, and yes, we don't have to like buy things for kids anymore, and we're not paying for daycare, but that's okay because you too will have different demands that are going to
Mhm.
be just the same. The car payments are still
Absolutely.
coming. And so for me as a freelancer, it's like, am I always doing a good enough job? Am I going to be able to continue to get clients? And now this
Mhm.
industry has treated me very well. Even when
Mhm.
I'm totally afraid that I am going to be fucked and my next month is going to be fucking famine, it always turns out. It always
Got you.
turns out. And so in one way or another, but I have a minimum. And so it's like my November needs to fill up, and it needs to fill up right now because I'm getting
Mhm.
nervous because it is the
Mhm.
holidays and I've started a
Mhm.
fucking kitchen project. So
Oh,
cabinets were
yes.
ordered, floors are coming in, and that's money that went out my freaking window. So
Amen.
when's my next gig coming up? No, but I do have some gigs coming up and I'm happy about that. So November is starting to fill up, but come on, people. Come on, ladies. Let me do your face.
That's
Let me
hilarious.
do your face. So that is
So,
the big thing. The next big thing is, of course, is getting all of this, the trademarking and making sure that we're building this business appropriately and that I'm getting all the information that I need and that I'm not letting you down with the information that I'm getting and that I'm pulling my weight because I tend to procrastinate. And, so again, this is like me, the internal battle is like, am I doing good enough? Am I good enough? Am I worthy of this? You know, Right. Because I could just put myself in a cocoon and say, fuck it all. I don't need to do any of this. I'm just going to be in here. But
mhm.
then what kind of life am I living?
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, I think this leads us into our next topic, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
how we catch up all the time and we talk
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
there are just days when we just call and we're just like, girl, can you fucking believe this shit? Listen to
Believe what just
this.
happened. Yeah.
Would have never. And I want to talk about that because I just had a girlfriend who did that to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And she, at the end, after she was done doing her venting, she said, "Oh my God, I didn't even ask you. Did you have the time? Did you have the bandwidth? Do you have the headspace for me to vent? Do, is this a good time?" Like, she was like, I was so in my own shit that I didn't even think. And I just knew as a friend that you would be open to hear. And so let's talk about that because
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated that she realized that she didn't ask. And I thought, now that's a damn good topic. Do we know how to vent? How often do we call someone and they go, they downplay your feelings.
Uh-huh.
They don't hear what you're trying to say, and they
Mm-hmm.
belittle you in their conversation. That's to say, oh, that's simple, just do this, this, and this, and then you're dismissed and you feel like shit even more. So I feel like
Right.
we should talk about how to listen, and also as the ventee, how to ask for permission to vent with your
Correct.
friends, your close people, who your confidants, who you want to share with. Like,
Yes.
Sherry, what do you, I mean, I'm sure you've had these situations happen as well.
I mean, all the time. I mean,
Mm,
all the time. And so as the ventee, um, it's my responsibility to be able to set my own boundaries, right? So that's where
mhm,
my responsibilities lie. So me, I'm always going to be here to vent and to vent to you and to hear you vent to me, always. But you're right. It's like, but also it is the responsibility of the ventor to acknowledge, hey, I need to vent. Is this a good time? And
mhm.
it's a quick 2 second before you get, and then if you're like, go girl, you're just like, bleh, vomit, go. And so
Right.
it's, yeah. And so, but it is when you're talking about relationships, friendships, and venting, you're venting a lot of personal data, a lot of personal information. And this is why
Mhm.
it's very important for us to have that connection that we can say, whoa, 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 like, hold on, this is not a good time. I need a minute. Can I call you back? You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So kind of the same thing. I can give
Absolutely.
you an example. I was having a really hard time and I was literally having like a fucking breakdown. Literally. At that specific moment, someone who I love very much and is like one of my sisters, I pick up the phone. She's like, hey, you popped into my head. And I was just like, oh my God. And then that was the moment that I said, the thing is that I am not in the headspace to talk to you. And I can't talk to you right now. I need to gather myself and then I'm going to talk to you. And I'm just like, I need to talk to you a little bit.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't. No, seriously. I was like, I'm freaking
Mm,
out. I'm in it. And I set my boundaries because I was like, I can't talk right now. And I
yeah.
know that the one thing, and this is just random how she just felt, right? Because we as friends, as sisters, we all have a bond. You have
Mm-hmm.
called me and you're like, what the fuck's going on? You have done
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like it's our own responsibility to set our own limits, our own boundaries when we're venting. Because I also don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, if I'm venting to you, I'm giving you, again, a lot of personal information that I don't want you to ever use that against me or the people that I love or the people that are around me that I'm talking to you about. So that's a
Well,
problem.
that's why you choose your people wisely when you're
Choose
sharing
very
personal,
wisely.
intimate things. They
Yeah,
always say you have what, three good friends, maybe, if you're
mhm,
lucky.
if you're lucky.
So if you're lucky, and you got to keep them tight for
You
sure.
do. You
The one
do.
thing I do like to do, because there are times when people call and you can't talk, and especially us, being on film set, or, just being in a
Mhm.
space where you can't talk, you can only text. And I like to say, hey, I can't talk, but are you okay? Is the
Yes.
question. Because
Yeah.
there are times when we're not okay and we really do need that person to step out the room so you can get some clarity, get some help, whatever you need. And so I
Absolutely.
find that that's really important to be able to do, to just give some comfort to your friends that, yes, I can talk in about 30 minutes, give me a
Yes.
minute, or do you need me to step out right now? Those
Absolutely.
privileges I give to my closest girlfriends, absolutely when
Absolutely.
necessary. But we also have to remember, we got to ask permission before we vent. We have
Hmm.
to also learn to listen and also ask, do you want a solution? Are you coming
Right.
for a solution, or are you
Or
coming
just
to
a
just
sounding board.
vent? Are
Yeah.
you coming to just let it out, let it
Hmm.
sound up against me, and let me
Yeah.
just say, girl, you're not crazy. You are seeing it this way, or maybe you're not seeing. Are you considering a different perspective? So we have
Absolutely.
to ask what this person needs when they call and vent. And as
Absolutely.
the ventee, me calling you, I need to say, hey, Sherry, I just need you to listen. Tell me if I'm crazy, if I'm losing my
Hmm.
shit, if this
Hmm.
is wrong, or did I fuck up? Like, we have to give direction to the person we're venting. And I
Right.
think
Because if
that
you call
helps.
me, I don't know what you need. So
Right.
when you're like, I
Exactly.
need to vent and this is what I need from you right now. So we
Mm-hmm.
need to be a lot more vocal about what we need at that specific
Mm-hmm.
moment. Like right now, I
Absolutely.
just need a fucking hug. Can you just hold me?
Mm-hmm.
Period. I just need to be hugged or
Absolutely.
whatever. And so that's really important. But another thing that I also want to talk about is those mentors
Mm-hmm.
that sort of not necessarily abuse the privilege, but
Mm-hmm.
they kind of like, so this person knows what the problem is, absolutely knows what the problem is,
Mm-hmm.
knows that they have the power to fix it and change it and choose not to. So they are venting and venting and venting about the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And of course, you're just like, but we've discussed this. Like, it's like he's playing with my mind. Why can I not see it? I'm sorry, what? Say those words again.
Wait,
It's like,
do you think
so
he's trying to get you on his side if you're not
no, no, no,
agreeing with it?
no, no,
No?
no. These are just phrases that I've heard of someone who knows what the problem is,
Hmm.
but right, the words that came out of her mind, of her out of her mouth were, it's like, because he's gaslighting her big time. He is not being a supportive member in the relationship. Like, he's fucking up real big time, but he's turning it on her. So what does she say? It's like he's playing with my mind. Why can I not see it? I'm like, but you can, because you just said it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. And so then if you are constantly hearing from someone who just does not want to better their situation, that's when
That's
we,
hard.
as the ventee, I have to step back because I can't help you with this. And all you're
Exactly.
doing is bringing toxic energy into my life because
Mm-hmm.
you are not dealing
Right. So I think
And
they're
so,
abusing their place to be able to call you and vent.
correct.
That's abuse, and I would definitely block that from happening.
Correct. So
Seriously.
this is just another page in this whole topic, you know,
Hmm.
if like
Hmm.
you need, yes, I will always be a sounding board. Absolutely always. But let's keep it in a way that's constructive.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. I mean, there are many different ways to be supportive to someone. And
Hmm.
sometimes when they're negative and they're toxic, the only thing you can do is protect your energy because
Yeah.
that lands on you, that penetrates, that comes in, and then you find yourself lowering, your mood is changed. You know,
Right.
you feel different about your day. Like it's amazing how that transfer of energy happens during those
Because
toxic
we're
moments.
empathetic. Because we're
Hmm.
empathetic.
Absolutely,
And there's a
especially as makeup
huge
artists.
difference. Yeah, we are incredibly empathetic human beings. We're
Hmm.
playing at such close proximity with these other human beings, and that does affect. Absolutely. So we have to be careful about what energies we bring in.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So
All
that's
day.
where those boundaries come in, man.
Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
this is good.
Hmm.
I like talking about this because I thought it was just so cute how she just was a bit mortified at the end of the conversation
Hmm.
and was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even check to see if you had the bandwidth for this. Were
Yeah.
you in a place to listen?" But I told her, I
Yeah.
said, "Listen, it's my job as your friend to show up for you in these
Hmm.
moments, especially when I can." So I knew I was
Yeah.
in a good place so that I knew she could just go ahead and continue and we could talk about, not checking to see if I was in a good place later, but she did it for herself. So I love that.
Right.
I
Right.
thought that was pretty big, but it also, I've been
Well,
prone to.
it just shows a level of respect that she has for you, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's a level of respect where you're just like, oh, my God, because
Right.
the world does not revolve around ourselves. Like it just doesn't. I mean,
Absolutely. And you
so
also got to think about, someone would you want someone to do that to you, and so that you treat people how you want to be treated. And I feel like she operates from that point of view. So
absolutely.
yeah,
Well,
it works.
we should all operate from that. And so,
Yes, we
and not
should.
everybody does, and not everybody does.
Nope.
So we have to build this tribe of people that think this way. So let's
Hmm.
build this sisterhood, this tribe of mothers,
Absolutely.
women, wives, entrepreneurs, grandmothers who are
Hmm.
just fucking we just want to go succeed. We want to fly. So let's help
Hmm.
each other do that.
Absolutely. I love that idea. Absolutely. We're building our Matt and Gloss tribe. I can't
We
wait to
are.
see what the women have to say below on these when we post these in the comments.
Listen,
Like we need more
let's
people to
start.
do the
Comment, ask
comments.
questions. Let us
Hmm.
know if there's something you want us to teach you. You want us to show you a smoky eye, we'll show you a smoky eye. You want to discuss
Absolutely.
products, we'll discuss products. If we know about the
Hmm.
product, we'll talk about it. And if we don't,
Absolutely.
we'll get it and try it for you.
Absolutely. I love
Mhm.
that. Also, let's we need show ideas. Let's talk about that. Like
Do.
we have some new thoughts on ideas on shows. Like we're
We
definitely going
do.
to talk about the single woman and what it's like to
Mhm.
run a household by yourself. I love that idea. We're
Yeah.
also going to talk about co-parenting and
Co-parenting.
the trials and tribulations of that because oh
Mhm.
my, yes,
Yes.
lots of
We're,
stories from lots
we're
of
going to talk
girlfriends.
about life affirmations and how they can help you.
Oh
A
my
lot of
gosh,
people think life
they're a
affirmations are
must.
not, they're, they're a must because it's
Absolutely.
all about what you say to yourself. And that
Mhm.
matters.
Amen to that.
Mhm.
We're also going to do more products, of course. I think ideally, I just want to say we're more than just makeup artists. I think we've
Yeah.
been so well rounded. We could talk about almost anything.
We're
So we're
therapists.
right. I would love to call myself a therapist, but
No,
definitely can't do that. But
I'm
I
not a
think we're
therapist, but
makeup
I need the
artist
therapy.
therapists. I think
Yeah.
the MUA can now be our new title as
It's,
therapists of some
I
sort
agree.
because we definitely, and I just was on set with someone who I could just feel the sadness coming through from her, and I was
It's
just like, "Are you
amazing.
okay?" Because I can feel it, I can see it in your eyes. And she's like, how are you even picking that up? I was like, it's just something intuitive. I get it. What's happening? And she opened up and she was like, am I ever going to look like this ever again? Like she really felt
Oh,
really bad about not being
oh,
able to reproduce the look after the fact. And I
oh,
said,
interesting.
we have, I do private personal lessons. If that's something you want to add in, we could
Let's
definitely
do it.
sign you up. But that's what we do as makeup artists. We sense
We
it.
do.
We know it. We know
We
what's
know it.
happening. So we can
It's
feel it.
funny. It's funny because when a new client or a new person sits in front of me, I sit back and I say, I'm just gonna take you in for a second because I'm looking at them and I'm staring at them. But I prepare them. I'm gonna take you in for a minute because I'm just kind of looking at your undertones, looking at your skin tone. I'm just taking you
Hmm.
in.
Hmm.
And that is very unnerving for a lot of people that sit in front of me because it's so personal to just stare at someone and just kind of like
Yes.
assess. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
So
and so the fact that they and most of them, and when I prepare them for that, they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, okay. And that's just it's just a way to sort of like, I'm just coming in slowly, gingerly. We're gonna work
absolutely.
this together.
All
And
right, Sherry,
so
we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into
we
it.
are.
We gotta wrap up. We got 1 minute left.
I know.
So
I
I
know.
can't wait to do
Okay.
the next show. Thanks for
It's gonna be great.
watching. We'll
Mwah!
see
Till the
you
next.
again. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.